A very good evening to you from Tollcross International Swimming Centre. We're here for day 4 of the Scottish National Swimming Championships. It's been a very busy 4 days. This is the final session of 12, but we're looking for a big climax to finish us off with. I'm Duncan McKinnell, and I'll be joined by my co-commentator Paul Noble and analysis from Caitlin McClatchy. Good evening, Caitlin. We've got a busy session coming up this evening. On your screens there, we start off with men's 100 butterfly. We see the likes of Tom Laxton against Braxton Tim there. There's an MC final before that. The women's 100 freestyle after that. Rebecca Turner looked really smooth in the heats, but Hattersley, the distance specialist, was only 900 slower than her, so that could be a very interesting one. Stephen Milne is looking to get yet more gold, of course part of the Commonwealth Games silver medal relay team in the 200. Swam a blinding 200 leg in here last year, so look out for him in the men's 200 freestyle. Women's 200 butterfly, Tane Bruce against Elena Sheridan, so that will also promise to be a pretty close one. We go to the 50s then. 50 backstroke will be the first up for the men, and there we have the American now moving to Ireland, Shane Ryan, up against Sterling's Charlie Balderson. I think that could be a very close encounter as well. And then Corey Scott is back looking to add to a 100 breaststroke gold in the 50 breaststroke, of course bronze medalist at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games. Men's 400 IM to follow that. Lewis Smith, probably the favourite there, a very experienced 400 IM campaigner, long-time member of the Scottish teams. And the women's 1500 freestyle, Antoinette Nemth, the young 14-year-old from Ireland, has the fastest entry time there, 16:41. So it'll be interesting to see how fast she goes. That's very fast for a 14-year-old. Then we finish off with relays. Now, if you were watching last night, you saw 2 fantastic freestyle relays. Tonight we've got the medleys, and I think it's going to be a very tight affair in this one as well. So in the men's relay, which will be up first, it'll be Edinburgh, Stirling and Loughborough. Should be a really tight 3-way battle there. And then we saw 2 titanic Edinburgh-Loughborough contests last night, and I think we'll have another one for the women. Loughborough won the women's freestyle relay by a fraction last night. Can Edinburgh University get their revenge? What do you think, Caitlin? Can Edinburgh finish off on a high on that last event?
Well, I spoke to some of the Edinburgh girls, and they were really quite disappointed that they just got touched out yesterday. So I think that's all to play for tonight, and they're really, really focused on trying to get that gold medal tonight.
And anything else from that programme that tickles your palate?
I think a lot of the races look really strong tonight. I'm certainly looking forward to the men's 200 freestyle and the women's 100 freestyle, I think, and the 50 breaststroke. So most of the events, really.
And our starter is
We, of course, had some fantastic swimming last night.
Before we get our session underway, if I can have your attention for the health and safety announcement. In the event of an emergency evacuation, the sirens will sound and staff will direct you to the nearest fire exit. The fire exits are positioned on the far side of the pool hall, 2 at the scoreboard end and 1 at the rear of the spectator gallery. Please do not leave any articles in the walkways or sit on the stairs, and take no glass items or use outdoor footwear onto the pool side.
Just a reminder about tweeting us, hashtag SNSC15, and of course you can pick up on all of the action on the Scottish Swimming YouTube channel, so do check that out. All of the sessions from the last 3 days are up there right away, and we'll have tonight's session roughly about half an hour after we've finished swimming, so that will be up later tonight as well, so you can check out the action anytime you like from then. Highlights packages as well. So some really good stuff there to come up with. We're just a minute or two away from the start for some MC events. We saw another Scottish record go in the heats this morning in the MCs, and that was in the women's 100 freestyle. Beth Johnson in the S10 category, the swimmer from the Borders, set a new Scottish record of 1 minute 12.60. So watch out for that. That'll be about the fourth swim tonight. So see if she can improve on that. Certainly Beth Johnson and Tony Shaw, the two young multi-classification swimmers, both S10, have had terrific weekends, and I don't think there's been a single race that one or other of them haven't broken the S10 Scottish record. But first off, we have the men's 100 butterfly, and we have the MC swimmers making their way to the blocks. Led off there by Cooper's Ollie Carter. Always has a bit of a jig and a dance as he comes through. And the others following them on. So we'll run through the field. In lane 3 is the S10 swimmer from Cooper, Oliver Carter. In lane 4, James Hollis getting a big cheer from the Loughborough crowd here. He goes S10 as well, perhaps the favourite for this one. Adam Melville, the S14 swimmer from North Lanarkshire, is in 5, and Leo Johnson in lane 6 from Stirling. He swims S8. So times from the heats 101 up to 139 here.
So the first final of the evening, Oliver Carter for Cooper and James Hollis from Loughborough. Two swimmers in the S10 classification, swimmers with a physical impairment. Adam Melville in the S14 class, swimmer with a learning disability, and Leo Johnson in the S8 class, again a swimmer with a physical disability, the more severe disability than Hollis and Carter. James Hollis first to the turn. He is the British record holder in his classification. 58.72 is James Hollis's British record. And not sure if he's in British record breaking form tonight, but we shall see how close he can get to that. Adam Melville alongside him in lane number 5. And he is ahead of Oliver Carter at the moment. But here comes James Hollis. We'll keep an eye on the clock. It's just going to be over the 1 minute mark, I think. It is 101.43 for James Hollis, to the cheers of his Loughborough teammates. Adam Melville, oh, he's tying up badly here as he comes in, but he has finished in 1:13.24, and he went out really fast there. Paid a little bit in the closing stages, but it was a good time nevertheless for Adam Melville. He'll be happy with that finishing time. He's ahead of Oliver Carter, who's just over the 1:20 mark, and Leo Johnson is the final swimmer to finish with in the S8 class with 1:36.97. That's an improvement for Leo of 2.5 seconds from this morning.
So some good swimmers to get us going there. Hollis 1:01.43. Of course, we then calculate the points based on how close they are to the world record. So we'll give you the 1, 2, 3 shortly. I think it probably will be Hollis at the top of the tree, but we'll confirm that later on. The B final is next to go. Looks like we're missing the swimmer in lane 9 in this one. So I think there'll be 9 swimmers going.
The men's 100 metres butterfly B final.
So it's confirmed no swimmer in lane 9. So the field, Alistair Miley in 0, Conor McNeil in 1, Callum North in 2, Tom Bealey in 3, Gavin Haggerwood in 4, Alistair Campbell in 5, Cameron Watkins in 6, Cameron Brooks-Clark in 7, and Archie Mitchell in lane 8. Not too much in it as they come to the turn. Maybe lane 4 just getting the touch. No, in fact, it is Cameron Watkins in lane 6, 26.44 for him. And it's going to be close, I think, coming down the second length here. Pretty much certainly 7 of the 9 swimmers in contention here. Gavin Haggerwood in lane 4 is moving up quite nicely in the dark cap in one of those 2 yellow lanes. Beside him, though, in lane 3, the junior Tom Bealey, and I think it's Bealey coming through, continuing an excellent series of performances. Tom Bealey, and he will be the Scottish junior champion, and a great swim there, 57.06 for him. Came into this meet 57.30, so he'll be happy with that. Haggerwood second, and Alistair Campbell of Dumfries taking third. So promising youngster there, Tom Bealey taking that one, 57.06 for the 16-year-old. The A final just about ready to come out, just clearing the pool, as you can see. You'll be glad to know there is blue sky in Glasgow tonight. We've not seen too much of that these last 4 days, but well, we're leaving on a high, weather-wise and swimming-wise as well. And here come the A finalists. Looking focused.
In lane 0 from Loughborough, Kieran Smith.
Run through the field for you. In 0, representing Loughborough, is Kieran Smith. In 1, from City of Sheffield, Luke Howdall. In lane 2, from Loughborough, Steve King. 3, the red cap Sunderland swimmer, Adam Taylor. Loughborough's Tom Laxton goes in 4. From City of Sheffield, Braxton Tim is in 5. We finally found a Scot. Lane 6, Craig Bowman, Edinburgh University. In the blue cap, in lane 7, Loughborough's Kevin Woolbank. In lane 8, the Irishman from Tala, Brendan Highland. And in lane 9, representing Scorpions, Ryan Brown. So just the 2 Scots in this final, so strong Loughborough, Sunderland and Sheffield contingent here.
Well, Tom Laxton, British champion, is against the British runner-up, Braxton Tim, City of Sheffield. Tom Laxton, Loughborough in lane number 4. Braxton Tim in lane number 5. The 2 side by side, and it looks like those 2 are going to be very close when they come to the turn here. Braxton Tim, he was beaten by the smallest of margins in the 50 butterfly here at these championships by Adam Taylor in lane number 3 from Sunderland. He is ahead of Taylor at the moment, but he's not ahead of Tom Laxton. Tom Laxton of Loughborough, the fastest qualifier for this final. Looks like he is going to take the gold medal. He is now coming away from Braxton Tim in the closing stages. It is going to go to Tom Laxton of Loughborough in a time of 53.06. Braxton Tim in second, and a good finish from Brendan Highland of Tala in lane 8 to claim the bronze medal position in 54.74.
So Tom Laxton looking pretty good there, the British champion, 52.40 in London in the trials, so not far away from that, only about 6/10.
Yeah, both Tom and Braxton had a great British Championships. Both did really great 100 flies, and now Tom has qualified for the World Championships and will be making his GB debut at the World Championships at the age of 26. So relatively older to make an international debut for a GB team, but really great to see that.
It's fantastic that he stuck at it and really got himself to that level in his mid-20s. That says a lot for his dedication there.
Yeah, he's a really tough competitor. He went to the Commonwealth Games last year, but I know he's had a bit of a shoulder injury over the last couple of years, and it's really great to see that him and his coach Ian Hume have worked really hard, and now he's made that Worlds team, so that must be a massive boost to his confidence.
Yeah, the Welshman, of course, part of a very successful Welsh team in the Commonwealth Games. So we move on then to the women's 100 freestyle. This is the multi-classification final. So there in lane 0 is West Lothian's Laura Pilkington. She's swimming S6, the most disabled of the entry here. Beside her, Amy McFarlane of North Lanarkshire, S14 swimmer. Then we have the two S10 swimmers I was talking about earlier. Tony Shaw of City of Aberdeen goes in 2, and Beth Johnson of Borders in 3. Lane 4, Regan Doig swimming S14 from Perth. Lily McLeod, the S13 partially sighted swimmer from Richmond Dales, is in 5, 14-year-old. Another 14-year-old in lane 6, Coral Farrell of Warrington. Hope Gordon swimming S9 for Stirling in 7, and Shannon Crosby, the S14 swimmer from West Lothian, goes in lane 8.
Well, the women's multi-classification 100 freestyle. Regan Doig and Lily McLeod will be out in front of the field here. You would suspect Regan Doig will be the favourite to take the gold medal here, chasing the long-standing Scottish record for the S14 classification. Stands at 103.26. Lily McLeod, a swimmer with a visual impairment. She is alongside Regan Doig in lane number 5. She's had some success at these championships too. And the battle for the S10 classification could be between Tony Shaw and Beth Johnston, because Beth Johnston set a new Scottish record in the heats this morning at 112.60. She's been pressed by Tony Shaw right next to her. That's the swimmers there in lanes 2 and 3. A great battle between Johnston and Shaw here, but Regan Doig stretching away at the front of the field. It's going to be a decent time for Regan Doig, just outside her best in 104.84. Lily McLeod follows her in 107.81. Shaw and Johnston absolutely together there, and Beth Johnston, well, gets the touch in 112.19, ahead of Tony Shaw in 112.21. That is another improvement on the Scottish record set by Beth Johnston this morning. A new Scottish record by Beth Johnston from the Borders Elite Swim team. And also inside the record was Tony Shaw from City of Aberdeen, but just touched out by Johnston.
So a very exciting race there between the two S10 swimmers, but first in Regan Doig there, time 104.84, just a tenth or so faster than her time this morning. So we'll see how that translates into points very shortly. The B final swimmers are ready to go as the multi-classification swimmers make their way out. You see Laura just getting her wheelchair delivered for her there as we move to the B final. And we'll give you the swimmers once they start.
The women's B final 100 freestyle underway. Chanel Snedden from first in lane number 1. Kirsty Simpson, City of Aberdeen, in 1. Rebecca Murray from first in 2. Caitlin Tootle from Coast in lane 3. Samantha Caulfield, Carnegie in 4. Lauren Averill, University of Stirling in 5. Katie Stark, Warrender in 6. Raquel Matos from Edinburgh University in 7. Gabriella Weaver from Trident in 8. And Gillian Clark, Edinburgh University in lane number 9. Well, Caitlin Tootle out fast here. The City of Aberdeen swimmer. Kirsty Simpson has been on really good form. Her City of Aberdeen teammate. She goes in lane 1. She is lying maybe about 3rd or 4th at the moment. But Caitlin Tootle going well in lane number 3. Coming through next to her, Samantha Caulfield. Looks like it's going to be 3 and 4 here. It's close for 3rd, but Caitlin Tootle will get it. Samantha Caulfield 2nd, and Raquel Matos in lane 7 gets 3rd position, just 8 100s ahead of Katie Stark of Warrender.
So a good solid swim there from Caitlin Tootle. You can see there, taking it by nearly 7/10 there, 57.50 for her. Samantha Caulfield 2nd, and Raquel Matos taking 3rd. And the junior champion will be Chanel Snedden from 1st there, the one junior in the 2 finals. The A finalists will be coming up very shortly, just 900ths, Caitlin, between Rebecca Turner and Camilla Hattersley. You'd think Rebecca would have the advantage over the distance specialist, Camilla.
Yeah, you would assume that Rebecca would have the advantage over Camilla, just because she is more of a 100-200 swimmer. But you know, Camilla has been solid this this meet. She's been on sort of her trials times from earlier this year, so I mean, it's all to play for.
So they're out to the blocks now. Let's introduce them. In 0 from Edinburgh University is Emily Jones. In lane 1 it is Rachel Masson of South Aberdeenshire. In lane 2 it's Anne Bochman from University of Bath. 3 is Emma Wilkins of Loughborough. 4 Rebecca Turner of City of Sheffield. Beside her in lane 5, Camilla Hattersley from City of Glasgow. In lane 6, Victoria Cunningham of Loughborough. Lucy Hope from Edinburgh University goes in 7. Maya Westlake, the 2nd Sheffield swimmer, goes in lane 8. And Hayley Monteith from Edinburgh University in lane 9. So there your swimmers. Turner, Camilla. Wilkins might be there as well. Just 6 900ths between Turner and Hattersley in the heats this morning. The City of Sheffield swimmer Rebecca Turner looking to finish with a bang here in Glasgow, but a good start in 3 from Loughborough's Emma Wilkins. She's had a very impressive week as well. And certainly on the sprint event, she's been dominant, and she dominates the first 50, 26.60. That's a big lead of about 8/10 to take into the second half. Now, can anyone attack her? So in the centre lanes, it is Turner and Hattersley, but they're not making that much of an impact here on our leader, Emma Wilkins. She still has the advantage. Turner now, though, is coming at her in the last few metres, and Rebecca Turner is going to go through in the last few metres. She got that just right, 55.99 for her. Second was Wilkins, 56.27, and Hattersley takes bronze in 56.75. Well, that was a tight one. You thought maybe with 20 metres to go that Wilkins was got that one, but then Turner just smoothly went through. She's got a beautifully smooth stroke, Rebecca Turner, I always feel.
Yeah, no, Rebecca is more of a kind of a 100 distant 200 specialist, so she always comes back really strong in the second half of the race. I certainly know when I've raced against her that she would come past me on the last 50 metres, so I'm quite used to that happening. So, but that was a really strong strong performance from both girls and from Camilla as well, who's improved on her entry time. So that's fantastic to see that as well. So I think all the top 3 girls swam a really great race there.
And if she can bring on some back-end speed for her longer events, that bodes well for Camilla, doesn't it? That she has that speed when called on to use it.
Yeah, definitely. It's great that you know, a distance swimmer can have all of those gears, and we've seen the same thing with Stephen Milne as well. He's been showing great form across all of the distances, which is fantastic for his longer distance events because he's got those gears, so he can really like push it on if he needs to, you know, and to have a bit of a sprint finish of a race.
Yeah, it's great stuff. We saw a bit of the same with Stephen Milne over this week as well. He's shown his class over the range of events. But we're moving to our presentations now, and this is the 100 butterfly multi-classification. Bronze medalist to Cooper's Oliver Carter.
Our silver medalist.
Silver medalist is the North Lanarkshire swimmer Adam Melville. And as we expected, the gold medal does go to Loughborough's James Hollis. It's Scottish Swimming's chief executive, Forbeston Lott, making these presentations. Adam Melville is the leading Scot. So he gets the Scottish national medal.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The able-bodied medal presentation will be next.
The medalist from the men's 100 metres butterfly. The bronze medalist from Tallaght.
Bronze medalist, the Irishman from Tallaght, Brendan Highland. That was a good swim from Brendan, celebrated by Brian Sweeney on the Twitter sphere. I think he liked that. Silver medalist there, getting a nice cheer. Braxton Tim from Sheffield, but the winner in a very impressive swim, 53.06. Tom Laxton of Loughborough. And the Scottish champion is Craig Bowman. He's not there, but the junior champion is. He swam brilliantly to win the B final in 57.06, Tom Bealey of Aberdeen. They pick up their trophies. Handshakes all round. And we move to the presentation for the women. Starting again with the multiple classification top 3. So all will be revealed as to who won the points battle. Here they come. That gives you a clue, the order they're coming out in, where they're sitting. Coral Farrell from Warrington, S10 swimmer, picks up the bronze. Richmond Dale's Lily McLeod, the S13 swimmer, takes silver. She's had a good week. And so has this lady, Regan Doig from Perth City. Another gold for her. She makes a habit of this at our national championships. S14 swimmer from Perth, and looking as pleased as ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
but
welcome
it's
the medalist from the
medal
women's
off
100
and
metres
back to
freestyle.
business. Maybe she's got more to come. The able-bodied swimmers coming up now. Chance to see some of our technical officials in the background there doing a great job for us over these last 4 days. Give up their time. Very often they take holiday to be here. They're not paid. So thanks very much to them. Camilla Hattersley there from City of Glasgow, picking up the bronze medal. Silver medalist shows she led for what? 90 of the 100 metres, probably 95 of the 100 metres, but in the end it was silver for Loughborough's Emma Wilkins. And the gold medalist, Rebecca Turner, getting a big cheer from the Sheffield contingent, who are just along from our commentary position. And the Scottish champion is Camilla Hattersley.
And our Scottish junior champion.
The junior champion is first swimmer Chanel Snedden. First, the programme based in the Falkirk area. Falkirk, Grangemouth and Bowness are the clubs that contribute to that. So that's our first presentation sequence over. We move to 200 freestyle now, and what should be a very interesting contest between Stephen Milne and Nicholas Granger, you would think, Caitlin?
Yeah, definitely, but don't forget as well, Callum Jarvis is also in this race, and he's been a 1:46.5 this last 12 months, so I think, you know, there's at least 4 of these swimmers that have been under a 150 in the last 12 months, so it's going to be a great contest, I think.
Yes, so we will watch out for that, and you are absolutely right to pull me up on Callum, so we'll see how he does. We start off though with the multi-classification final. There will be 4 swimmers involved in this, and you saw there Adam Melville leading them out in his second swim of the night, having a busy evening. Going through the field for the 4 swimmers, Connor Morrison swimming S14 for Geary. Beside him another S14 swimmer, Ainsley McCauley from Gateshead and Wickham. In fact, they're all S14, these swimmers. Aaron Moores of Swansea in 5, and Adam Melville from North Lanarkshire in 6.
Well, we've had a few withdrawals from this multi-classification final tonight for the 200 freestyle. Should still be a good contest though. Connor Morrison from Geary in lane number 3, Macaulay Ainsley, Gateshead and Wickham in lane number 4, and Adam Melville back in the water again after moments after being crowned Scottish champion in the 100 butterfly for the multi-class event. So hard shift for Adam Melville here, North Lanarkshire swimmer. All these swimmers in the S14 class, swimmers with a learning disability. Macaulay Ainsley now with a little bit of a lead over Connor Morrison. Macaulay Ainsley from Gateshead and Wickham, the north of England, coached by Ken Naisworthy, who's coached Paralympic champion Joseph Craig, who won gold in London in 2012. So maybe he's got another freestyler under his belt here, Ken, because Macaulay Ainsley is leading away here in 103.48. He said he wanted to get under the 210 mark. He may well make that, but he's going to have to watch his back because Connor Morrison is coming up very strongly. Of course, we will have the world's best disability swimmers right here in this pool in 2 weeks' time. The IPC World Championships kick off in Tollcross on the 13th of July. There are tickets still available, so please go online, book your tickets and support all the athletes that are coming here to the IPC World Championships. I've been told night 1 is one not to miss, the 13th of July. Put that one in your diary. 5 o'clock is the opening ceremony, so make sure you're here to witness some of the best Paralympic swimmers in the world. Macaulay Ainsley, though, he's going to have his moment of glory tonight, and the big man from Gateshead and Wickham takes it in 2:11.21, half a second improvement from what he swam this morning. Connor Morrison almost got on terms with him, but not quite. He will take silver, and Adam Melville 1/100th faster than he went in the heats today.
So a good win there from Ainsley McCauley. But Connor Morrison will be very happy with that. Came into this meet with a 2:17 from last year's ASA, so to improve that to a 2:13 is a good improvement there. And Adam Melville there, 2:22 for him.
Moving on to the men's
The B final is coming up next. We'll introduce them as they go, and we'll be looking at Craig McLean there. So in this speed final, the field, Jack McComish, City of Glasgow in 0, Thomas Atkinson, City of Sheffield in 1, Archie Mitchell, City of Sheffield in 2, Jack Thorpe from Edinburgh University in 3, Craig McLean, the fastest qualifier from Carnegie in 4, Oliver Brake of Loughborough in 5, Suleiman Butt of Aberdeen in 6, Samuel Budd of City of Sheffield in 7, Mason Jacques of City of Sunderland in 8, and Cameron Park of South Lanarkshire in lane 9. So through the first 50, 26.02, Jack Thorpe leading the way there, the Edinburgh University man. He's got around 1.5 meters advantage as they come down the second 50 from Craig McLean. So they are going to be 1 and 2 at halfway. 54.07 plays 55.13. So just over a second is the gap. Very tight for third. Getting the touch, Thomas Atkinson in lane 1, but a good number of swimmers are just behind him, about 5 of them on the athlete gallery side. But at the front, it looks like maybe McLean is closing a bit. Well, it was around a second at the 100. Let's see what it is at the 150. 1:23.27, so it's still just over the second. So Thorpe is holding the advantage here. 1:23.27, as I said. Can he bring it through? Jack Thorpe strong over the 50, 100 and 200. So I don't think he'll lose it here, although McLean is starting to gather steam here and the gap is starting to shrink. Has he left it too late? I think Thorpe is going to be able to take this one. He takes it by around 1 meter in the end, 1:52.89. McLean takes second, 1:53.82, and Atkinson holds that third place, 1:55.85. So we had the hors d'oeuvre, now we have the main event. Should be a good one we were talking about earlier. Milne will go in 4, Granger will go in 5, Jarvis goes in 7, so his 1:53.77 in the heats was about 1.6 lower than Milne's time, the fastest time, 1:52.1. But when you look at the entry times that they come in on, Jarvis from his time from the British Championships 1:46, so we're clearly not going to see something of that pace, I don't think, today, but certainly capable of faster than he did this morning. And here they come. You see there Stephen Milne in the blue tracksuit and red top. Brian O'Sutherland of Ora Dundalk goes in 0. Jerry Quinn from Longford in Ireland goes in 1. Angus Barr from South Lanarkshire is in 2. 3 is Matthew Parks from Edinburgh University. In lane 4, Stephen Milne from Perth City. In lane 5, City of Sheffield's Nicholas Granger. In lane 6, also from City of Sheffield, Thomas Sumter. In 7, from University of Bath, Callum Jarvis. In lane 8, also from University of Bath, Lewis Coleman. And in lane 9, Luke Howdle from the City of Sheffield. So that's the lineup.
So very soon, under the control of the referee.
Well, this promises to be a fascinating men's 200 freestyle final. Stephen Milne was fastest into the final from qualification, 1:52.14. But there were a number of swimmers probably not going at full pace in those qualifying heats. Nicholas Granger being one of them, the City of Sheffield swimmer. He goes over first in 25.25. Milne in second, Matthew Parks in third, Callum Jarvis, the Commonwealth Games medalist for Wales, in lane 7. He is fourth. He will be a danger here as this race progresses, but It is a very good start for Nicholas Granger of City of Sheffield, and he has a big, big lead in the early stages. Stephen Milne in second position. Stephen Milne, the gold medalist in the 800 and the 1500, silver medalist in the 400 and the 100. We know he's got some strength, but can he get back on level terms to Nicholas Granger here? It is Milne in second, Granger in first, Matthew Parks still in third position, ahead maybe of Angus Barr coming up strongly. Jarvis still in the hunt for the minor positions, but I think the first two positions could be between Granger and Milne, and Granger has a big lead here as they go into the last 50 now. It looks like Granger is going to have this one sewn up. He has just got too much power, surely, for Stephen Milne as he comes into the last 15, and Granger is going to take this one very comfortably indeed. We'll watch the clock. It's going to be under 150, 148.93 for Nicholas Granger. He takes it by almost 2 seconds from Stephen Milne in silver medal position and Matthew Parks in bronze.
So, Caitlin, that one we called as a tight contest. It didn't quite work out that way, did it?
No, Nicholas Granger just kind of led that from the start and really took it out to the rest of the field. I mean, he did have a fantastic 200-metre split in the 400, so I thought he would be quite strong in that. And he proved that tonight, going under the 150 mark, going 148.9. So that was a fantastic swim for him, looking in great form ahead of the World Championships in a month and a bit.
Yes, very, very, very good stuff there. Granger fourth in the British Championships, Jarvis third, and Milne fifth. That certainly on that one, Granger not far away at all from his London time, so I think he'll be pretty happy with that swim. And the Sheffield team have really made a big contribution to this meet, and certainly Granger there, that was a big contribution on his own. The women will be next. Women's 200 butterfly, the B finalists lined up. There's Kiana McInnes, who goes in lane 4, the 14-year-old, very promising butterfly swimmer from Heart of Midlothian, coached by Phil Potter. Will run through the field once they get going.
Well, Antonia Heseltine, City of Sheffield in 0. Jodie Bunker, City of Sunderland in 1. Emma Castle, City of Sunderland in 2. Amy Bell, City of Sheffield in 3. Kiana McInnes, Heart of Midlothian in 4. Jennifer King, South Lanarkshire in 5. Gillian Clark, Edinburgh University in 6. Anya Sordi, City of Sunderland in 7. Nikki Miller, South Lanarkshire in 8. And Gemma Brown from first in lane number 9. Kiana McInnes out very fast there, 30.85. She's 0.1 of a second ahead of Gillian Clark, Edinburgh University, at the 50 metres.
So coming down the second 50 then, it's a fairly tight contest early on. Amy Bell and Emma Cassell in lanes 3 and 2. Sheffield against Sunderland, 2 from the northeast of England. So they'll know each other pretty well from regional events in the northeast. Let's see who has the touch at halfway. It's Bell, 106.91, just 1500ths up. See whether any of the others can get at it. Certainly there's a number not too far behind. Gillian Clark, her second swim of the evening, the Edinburgh University swimmer in lane 6, and beside her Jennifer King of South Lanarkshire. Maybe they're the most likely. Kiana McInnes isn't too far away, and lane 1, Jodie Bunker, the Sunderland swimmer, but it does look like it's the black-capped Amy Bell who's still got the advantage here, coming up to the 150. Let's check the touch, 143.87.
It is Amy Bell there. She's come to the front. She will be well supported here by City of Sheffield as she comes into the closing stages. It was her birthday a couple of days ago, Amy Bell. This would be a good birthday present for her if she can take this B final. She is holding on. Gillian Clark from Edinburgh University coming back. Emma Castle coming back in lane 2 from City of Sunderland. But I think it's between Amy Bell in lane 3 and Gillian Clark in lane 6. It looks like it's going to Sheffield, is it? It is going to Amy Bell. 2:20.71 with Gillian Clark in second position. 2:20.83. And that was a very tight contest at the end with Emma Castle in third position for City of Sunderland.
And as you saw that shot there on the film at the end of it, and I think that hurt for Amy Bell there. It was looked in pain.
Yeah, I think the 200 butterfly is a particularly hard event. I think it's very tough, and she really led that race out well, and she went strong through first at the 100 meters. So, you know, it was a tough race from Amy Bell, and she managed to hold off the challenge from Jill at the end of the race.
Yes, Jill came on hard there. Maybe just held back a little bit too much in the first half of that race.
Perhaps, yeah. Maybe she could try and go out slightly faster in the future, but it was a good race that showed that she had great back end strength at the end.
On to the A final. Here they come. Led out by, well, there is Meg Finnan. In fact, not sure that is Meg. We'll get an idea. I think you can see there it is. Well, somebody who was at Nationals 2015 anyway. And we'll see who that is as we run through the field. Ellen Walsh from Team TSC goes in 0. Tara Hayworth of Carnegie in 1. Isabel Grant from City of Sheffield in 2. Stephanie Blakeburn from Billingham in 3. Tame Bruce of Carnegie in 4. Elena Sheridan of Loughborough in 5. In 6, Eve White from Dumfries Dolphins. Lane 7, City of Cardiff's Harriet Jones. Anna Cheeseborough in 8 from Loughborough. And Meg Finnan from South Lanarkshire in lane 9. Tame Bruce looked pretty strong in the heats, 2:15.45, so she is the fastest qualified for this one in the black cap of Carnegie. Beside her, Elena Sheridan of Loughborough, 5th in the British Championships at 2:11. She swam there, so it's maybe a good contest between these two. It does look like Sheridan is going to go through the 50 with the advantage. 29.43 for her. Second place, Harriet Jones, and third place, Stephanie Blakeburn early on.
Yeah, Elena Sheridan is just holding that standard lead, but Tame Bruce was the fastest in to this final, and she does look comfortable. Another birthday girl. It's her 17th birthday today, Tame Bruce, so can she celebrate her birthday in style here? Elena Sheridan is going to be very difficult to beat, though. Commonwealth Games swimmer here last summer, and she is still in the front. Tame Bruce still in second position, only 6/100ths ahead of Stephanie Blakeburn, but a very good turn from Elena Sheridan. The Loughborough swimmer takes her clear of Tame Bruce, with Stephanie Blakeburn in close attendance here. It looks like it could be between these three as they approach the final turn. They are pulling away from the rest of the field. Tara Hayworth going well for Carnegie in lane 1 also, but who is going to be the stronger as they go into the last 50?
So 1:37.59 for Sheridan, 1:38.72 for Bruce. They are 1 and 2. Third place is Harriet Jones still, but it looks like it is Elena Sheridan who's got the advantage. I don't think Bruce is closing too much on her in this final length, so it looks like the purple cap of Loughborough is going to triumph here. In fact, Tane Bruce herself is coming under a bit of pressure from Stephanie Blakeburn here, who's moved into third, but it is going to be a win for Elena Sheridan in 2:12.21. Second place, Tane Bruce holding off the challenge from Stephanie Blakeburn, 2:14.53 for Tane. And in third place, Stephanie Blakeburn, 2:15.07. And just looking through the field there, Tara Hayworth in fifth place picks up the Scottish junior title. Well done to her. Elena, 2:12.21, a couple of seconds clear and fairly dominant there. Swimmer, 19-year-old. I think maybe is it her first season in Loughborough? I can't remember.
Eleanor, she has swum in Loughborough last year when she qualified for the Commonwealth Games, and then competed at the Commonwealth last year.
So two seasons then. Yep. Okay. The 19-year-old though putting in a strong performance there. And we'll be seeing the presentations pretty shortly for those ones. So we talked about the toughness of the 200 butterfly. You ever tempted on that direction?
No, I've actually never competed in a 200 butterfly long course. I'm just not as tough as these girls out there. I just knew wouldn't be able to finish that race. I think I'd probably make it to maybe about 100 meters before I'd have to be pulled out of the pool. So no, I've never done a 200 butterfly, but hats off to those girls, because that is a tough event.
I guess they had got themselves into a rhythm, but we move now to the first of our presentations. This is the men's 200 freestyle multi-classification. Connor Morrison is the silver medalist. Just because 3 swimmers in the final, so only 2 medals get awarded in this one. And it is Macaulay Ainsley who picks up the gold. So they're the 1 and 2.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's both S14 swimmers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the medalists from the men's 200 meters
men's 200 freestyle will be next up.
The bronze medalist from Edinburgh University.
Bronze medalist from Edinburgh University, Matthew Parks. He's had a pretty good meet.
Silver medalist from Perth City, Stephen
The
Mills.
silver medalist, Stephen Mills, from Perth City.
The gold medalist.
He's also had a pretty good meet.
Champion from the city of Sheffield.
And the gold medalist, Nicholas Granger, on his knees to get his medal from Liz Stewart, the Vice President of the Scottish Amateur Swimming Association. I think Liz enjoyed that. And he also picks up the Eileen Adams Trophy, which is awarded to the best overall performances over men's 200 and 400 freestyle. Eileen Adams, longtime coach of David Carey and Robbie Rennick, and a great inspiration to freestyle swimming in Scotland over the years. Died tragically a few years ago. There's the junior champion back on the podium.
This is the presentation
Tom
of the
Bealey
Eileen
from
Adams
Aberdeen.
Trophy, and it is given to the best combined points total for the 200 and the 400 freestyle. And this year it was won by the very smallest of margins.
1,622 points, Nicholas Granger, over those 2 events, the 200 and the 400. I think he was something like 19 points clear from Stephen Milne, so tightly fought contest there. Not allowed to keep it that long. Alan Fletcher, one of our management team on the events, is keeping a very close eye on that trophy. And we move on to the presentation for the women's 200 butterfly.
The
Bronze medalist from Bellingham, Stephanie Blakeburn.
The silver
Silver medalist on her birthday, Tane Bruce from Carnegie. 17 today. Happy birthday, Tane.
Scottish Open champion from Loughborough.
And the gold medalist, very solid swim from Elena Sheridan of Loughborough.
Our Scottish national champion from Carnegie.
Tane is the national champion, so she picks up a gold for that.
And our Scottish junior
And it's a
champion
Carnegie
also
double
from Carnegie,
because the
Tara Hayworth.
junior champion is also from Carnegie, Tara Hayworth. 5th overall in that A final, so a very good performance from the 16-year-old.
To Liz for doing the presentations.
Trains at Lincoln Vulcans, but when she comes up to Scotland, to her home, she competes with Carnegie. Next up, we have the sprint. So we start with the men's 50 backstroke, a B and an A final.
The B final of the men's 50 metres backstroke. Gentlemen, you're under the control of the referee.
B final up next.
Scott McLeay, Finlay Deans, Alistair Campbell, Mason Jakes, Greg Watson, Danny Kirkham, Rory Kirkwood, Grant Henderson, Alistair Kirkwood and Liam Jones. That's the lineup for this one-length sprint, 50 metres backstroke. Scott McLeay and Finlay Deans in 0 and 1 will battle it out for the Scottish junior title, and Scott McLeay is well up. He may well win this B final in lane 0, the outside lane. Man from the city of Perth will take it. Scott McLeay claims the B final title. He will claim the Scottish junior title. He was ahead of Greg Watson for second position and Mason Jakes from the city of Sunderland in the third position. It was very tight for the minor places, but no doubt about the winner, Scott McLeay.
So a pretty dominant performance there from the outside lane there, 27.64. Big improvement, nearly a second faster than his heat time.
Yeah, Scott's been having a fantastic this meet, and it's been improving on all of his events, so it's been great to see.
The A finalists moving out now. Few red chests. I think there's been some beating of chests going on here. They get ready for this sprint. And in lane 0, going for Aberdeen is Suleiman Butt. In lane 1, Chris McComb from Edinburgh University. In lane 2, Warrender's Craig McNally. In lane 3, Loughborough's Joe Elwood. In 4, Shane Ryan from the Leinster National Aquatic Centre. In 5, Charlie Balderson from University of Stirling. In 6, Adam Taylor from City of Sunderland. 7 is Kieran McGuckin of Edinburgh University. In lane 8, Ross McCafferty from City of Glasgow. And in lane 9, Callum Barrett from Loughborough University. Balderson 25.95, but faster than him, Shane Ryan 25.78. Could this be an Irish-American victory? Shane Ryan in lane 4, Charlie Balderson in lane 5 could be the two main contenders here. Don't expect an awful lot of space between a number of them though. It is a good start from Ryan in lane 4, and I think he has the edge. maybe in second place. In fact, Joe Elwood in lane 3, and then beside him it's Craig McNally, the 200 specialist, but it's going to be Ryan who takes it. Let's see who gets second. Second is Elwood, and Balderson takes third, so a good swim there. 25.53. Shane Ryan takes the honours, improving by quarter of a second there. Elwood second and Balderson third. So not doing too well in my predictions here of a tight contest, and in fact in 50 terms that was a fairly convincing victory by Shane Ryan.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race from Shane Ryan. He really was kind of a half a body length up on the rest of the field, but also a great swim from third place Charlie Balderson into 25.99. I think that's an improvement on his entry time, so that's a great swim as well. And for Joe Elwood as well, an improvement on his entry time.
So some good performances all round there. And we move on to the women's 50 breaststroke. This is always a treat to watch the Scottish women's 50 breaststrokers. So we'll see how they get on. We start with the B final. The B finalists then: Christopherson in 0, Sutherland in 1, Harrison in 2, Holmes in 3, Jackson in 4, Armstrong in 5, Souter in 6, Backhouse in 7, Edwards in 8, and Murphy in 9. And times from the heats 35.0 to 35.8. Well, there's not an 8/10 gap between them at the moment as they come down the pool. It's very, very close. Over in lane 1, Lawrence Sutherland of Carnegie, and also in lane 3, Charlotte Holmes from Sheffield, and it is Holmes who gets the touch. 34.65 for her. Second Sutherland, 34.69, so just 400ths in it. And then Kirsty Armstrong taking third, 35.07. Oh, very, very tight that one as we get ready for the A final. If it's as close as that one, then we're in for a bit of a treat.
Definitely, it's a great calibre in the next race. We've got Corey Scott going in lane 4, Commonwealth medalist in this event.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the finalists for the women's 50 metres breaststroke.
So the A finalists are out to the blocks. In 0 there from City of Sunderland is Rachel Taylor. In lane 1 from Western Bartonshire is Eve Thompson. In lane 2, South Ayrshire's Katie Robertson. In lane 3 from Edinburgh University, Emma Crawford. In lane 4 from Edinburgh University, the Commonwealth bronze medalist Corey Scott. In lane 5 from South Ayrshire, Erin Robertson. In lane 6, representing Geary, Orla Adams. In lane 7 from City of Aberdeen, Caitlin Tootle. In lane 8, representing Carnegie, Samantha Caulfield. And in lane 9, representing Tala in Ireland, Eve Coyne. So Corey Scott, perhaps the favourite. The 2 Robertson girls and Emma Crawford, maybe the chance to push out as we get a great view of Corrie preparing there.
Well, the Commonwealth Games bronze medalist Corey Scott from Edinburgh University will be a firm favourite for this one. We'll keep an eye on the time for Erin Robertson too, the Scottish junior record holder at 32.23. She was half a second outside that mark this morning in the heats. But here comes Corey Scott in lane number 4, stretching away from the rest of the field. It's very tight for second and third, Emma Crawford and Erin Robertson, but Corey Scott will take it in 31.49. She is followed just by Erin Robertson, 32.57, and 1/10 of a second behind her, Emma Crawford will take the bronze for Edinburgh University. So the top three, Corey Scott, Erin Robertson and Emma Crawford.
So Corey Scott there. Some of our old rivals not present in that one, the likes of Catherine Johnson and Andrea Strachan, our training partners, but the two Robertson girls there looking strong, the youngsters, and youngster from Edinburgh University program as well, Emma Crawford, talent for the future as well. So looks promising for the future of breaststroke swimming for the girls.
Yeah, really, really promising. And Emma had a great swim there, an improvement on her time from the last 12 months. They've got a great joining group at the University of Edinburgh. And as we were saying, Catherine Johnson not here. She's off to the World University Games, leaving tomorrow. It's in South Korea, so wish her all the best. But a fantastic swim from Corey Scott, really dominant over the rest of the field.
So good stuff there. We'll be going to presentations next. Erin Robertson, the junior record holder, will be the junior champion there.
The presentations will be done by Eddie Wilmot, the president of the Scottish Amateur Swimming Association.
We'll be starting with the 50 backstroke men.
Please welcome the medalists from the men's 50 metres backstroke.
They're on their way out now, just out your screen. Here they come. That's Eddie Wilmot, the president of the Scottish Amateur Swimming Association. He'll be doing the honours for this one. Looks like we've only got one swimmer at the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our bronze medalist from the University of
The
Stirling.
bronze medalist there, Charlie Balderson from the University of Stirling. Joe Elwood comes up for the silver medal. Looks like Charlie Balderson's medal being picked up by a teammate there. And there is Shane Ryan. A strong swim. Swim Ireland coverage there is, I think, moved across from the US. Obviously has Irish nationality as well. Craig McNally, the leading Scot. Of course, we saw him winning the 200 backstroke yesterday. His 50 is probably very much in the short way. A good performance. And Scott McClay, another great junior title for him. Dominated the shorter distances in the freestyle, but showing there that he's got more than freestyle up his sleeve with the 50 backstroke. So what's that LJJ on the back of the bronze medal collector there all about? You can tweet us the answer if you know. Hashtag SNSC15, or tell us via Facebook at Scottish Swim. Meanwhile, here come the ladies for the 50 breaststroke. So a pretty quick turnaround for them. And there is Emma Crawford, who gets the bronze medal. As Caitlin was saying, made great progress this season. South Ayrshire's Erin Robertson takes the silver. And the gold medal, Corey Scott. Waiting for a cue from the announcer. Sandra Ingles doing a great job on the announcing front this week. And the junior champion is Erin Robertson. Rattling through this program this evening. Can you believe it? We've only got 2 more individual events to go. 400 IM for the men and 1500 for the women. So they'll take a little while. 2 4.5 minutes or so races from the IMs, and then 17 odd minutes for the women in the 1500 freestyle. Oh, yawning there. It's not that dull. So the B finalists will be making their way out now. The men's 400 individual medley. So we're just getting ourselves organised here. The swimmers making their way to the block, some of them quicker than others. There in lane 0 is David McGregor, but we're ready to go now. We'll announce the swimmers once they've started.
Full lineup for this men's 400 individual medley B final. David McGregor in lane 0 from Dumfries. Scott Deans from City of Glasgow in lane number 1. Cameron Finlayson from Heart of Midlothian in lane 2. Callum Reid from Warrender in lane 3. Ryan Brown from Scorpions in lane 4. Mark Deans from City of Glasgow in lane 5. Callum Deans from Elgin in lane 6. George Clough from Warrender in lane 7. Finlay Deans from City of Aberdeen in 8. And Alistair Robertson from Aberdeen in lane number 9. Well, it's very tight at the front of the field. Ryan Brown and Callum Reid just heading Cameron Finlayson as they move into the 100 butterfly. A lot of people with the surname Deans in this one, Duncan. And Callum Deans is the best of them at the moment in 4th position, the Elgin swimmer.
101.51 for him. Yes, we were having some debates about what is the world record for the number of Deans in a pool at the same time. Of course, we have an Aberdeen swimmer as well.
Oh, I'm not giving you that one, Duncan, sorry.
So it is lane 4. Ryan Brown just spoiling the theme just a little bit now in the backstroke. And he is going to have the advantage halfway through the backstroke from lane 3, Callum Reid. So, well, Mark Deans was up there and Callum Deans was up there after the fly, but now it's Reid versus Brown contest in lanes 4 and lane 3. And there's not too much between them. In fact, it looks like maybe the Warrender swimmer Callum Reid is just edging into the lead on the backstroke leg here. Ryan Brown only half a metre or so back on him. Then it's the Elgin swimmer Callum Deans. 2:14.58, plays 2:15.06 at halfway. Half a second or so then is the gap into the breaststroke. And look at George Clough now starting to make his move in lane 7. A number of swimmers maybe will be looking to close on the front runners here. It is still Callum Reid who has the advantage. And I think he's increasing that advantage over Ryan Brown in this breaststroke. Let's check on the gap. It was half a second. Well, it's a lot more than that. And in fact, it's George Clough now who's moved into second place. And he's about 2 seconds back on Callum Reid. And George Clough going in lane 7 is having an excellent breaststroke because that is his biggest strength. And he'll be looking to try and close that 2 seconds in this length before they go into the freestyle. Still in 3rd place, Ryan Brown in lane 4, but ahead of them, Callum Reid, the Warrender swimmer, with the advantage. So it's Warrender, 1 and 2 here as we come up to the 300. Reid leads them through it, 3:34.67.
Well, they have used that breaststroke leg on the medley to great advantage there, the Warrender swimmers. They've had a few good breaststrokers throughout the years, the Warrender. But they are 1 and 2 at the moment, fighting it out. Callum Reid looks like he's got the edge over George Clough. Callum Reid in lane number 3, George Clough in lane number 7. In the centre, it is Ryan Brown for Scorpions coming back. But I tell you, Mark Deans finished very strongly, the City of Glasgow swimmer, in the heats this morning, and he's coming through strongly. He was well down at halfway, but the second half of the race he's picked up. He's in 5th position at the moment, but working his way through. The two Warrender swimmers, however, look like they have 1st and 2nd positions sewn up here. Callum Reid with just a slender advantage over George Clough here, and Callum Reid now begins to kick a little bit harder. He's coming into the final stages now, into the last 5. He is going to win it in a very good time, a 4:38. George Clough in 4:40, and 3rd place will be Mark Deans from City of Glasgow, 4:44.91, just ahead of Ryan Brown, 4:45.10. The top 4 swimmers there, all inside their qualification times.
So a good swim there from Callum Reid and also from George Clough, and that will earn him the junior medal there. They are the 1 and 2 there, the 2 Warrender swimmers, coached by Laurel Bailey. He's been the head coach of Warrender for a number of years now, doing a great job there. Of course, a really strong program of age group swimmers, but also senior swimmers. So Craig McNally, of course, also Kerry-Ann Payne based at the Warrender program. So a very big range of abilities all the way through, from beginners to the very top. The A finalists now making their way out.
Lane 1 from City of Glasgow, Chris Lowther.
And going through the field in lane 0 from Geary, it's Alistair Miley. In lane 1 from City of Glasgow, Chris Lowther. In lane 2 from City of Oxford, Fabian Whitbread. In lane 3 from Loughborough, Joe Pointer. In lane 4, representing the University of Stirling, Lewis Smith. In lane 5, Loughborough's Fraser Minican. In 6, Callum Laurie from First. In 7, Ben Griffin from Aer Lingus. Joseph Miley of Geary in 8. And Zach Logue for City of Sunderland goes in lane 9. Lewis Smith of the University of Stirling, 4:32.88 in the heats, 5th in the Commonwealth Games. He was the bronze medalist down in London at the British Championships, so in pretty decent form here for this event. So we'll see what sort of time he can do this evening, and whether anybody can get in about him. Looked like we got a bad touch there, I think maybe, or was it lane 5 getting the touch genuinely? Maybe it was. 27.67, all fairly close coming down the 100 fly. Joe Pointer going nicely in 3. That's a couple of mileys in the field here. Alistair in 0, and his younger brother goes in 8, so there'll be an interesting contest there. Steve Parry got a nice raise out of the awards dinner a year or 2 ago, as Alistair Miley proudly proclaiming he's the fastest Miley at 400 IM. We'll see whether he can maintain that against Joseph today.
Well, we've had the Battle of the Deans. We've now got the Battle of the Mileys to watch out for here. Alistair going well in lane 0 at the moment, and Joseph in lane number 8, back in probably about 8th or 9th place at the minute. Neither challenging for the lead though. That is held by Joe Pointer at the moment from Loughborough. Fraser Minican in 2nd, and Lewis Smith in between those two at the moment in 3rd position. But Lewis Smith, we know, will be strong in the closing stages of this individual medley. Can anyone stay with the man from University of Stirling? Joe Pointer doing a good job at the moment, as is Alistair Miley. I said he wasn't challenging for the lead, but suddenly he has appeared on this backstroke leg, and he is right in amongst the leaders now. Minikin it was with the touch there in 209.83, 7/100s ahead of Joe Pointer, 9/100s ahead of Lewis Smith in third, and Miley just 0.2 of a second further behind. But Lewis Smith has suddenly taken off on the breaststroke leg. We expected that this might happen, and he's leaving the other two on either side of him to battle it out for the silver medal position at the moment. Well, Lewis Smith, he was 0.1 of a second down at the last turn. He has now opened up a lead of 2.7 seconds. Well, that was a very impressive first 50 breaststroke there. He is only going to extend his lead. Lewis Smith from the University of Stirling. Minikin in second position. Joe Pointer now down in third place. He is being challenged by Ben Griffin in lane number 7, and also by Fabian Whitbread from City of Oxford in lane number 2. But going into the freestyle leg, Lewis Smith from University of Stirling has blitzed the breaststroke, and he has a massive lead on the freestyle.
Yes, he's completely turned this one on his head here with a lead now about 5.8. Fraser Minikin in second, Fabian Whitbread in third, and the early leader Joe Pointer just behind him. Looks like maybe that's where the contest is going to be for the bronze medal, because I don't think either Smith or Minikin are going to be caught now. There is a cracking contest going on for third, though, between those two, Joe Pointer and Fabian Whitbread, as Smith heads for home. 3:53.65. His lead still around that 5-second mark as he comes back down. So let's just see what sort of time he's going to pull out of the bag here. As I said, in the heats, he did a 4:32.88. The clock just coming up towards 4:20 now, so he's going to be significantly faster this evening. So Smith comes in to take it very impressively, 4:23.97, just 5 seconds or so away from his time in the British Championships. Minikin coming in for second, and that contest for third went to Joe Pointer by just around 3/10. So Lewis Smith there, confirmed first place, Fraser Minikin second, and Joe Pointer third. Looked like maybe Lewis Smith, he's always been a good breaststroker, but he's been working hard on the breaststroke, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he really stamped his authority on the breaststroke leg. You know, he really pulled away from the rest of the field, and no one could challenge him on that. So that was a great performance from Lewis in a 4:23.97.
Very much one of the stalwarts of Scottish swimming, Lewis Smith, and been probably one of the senior members, I guess, of that Commonwealth Games team last year, along with yourself and maybe one or two others like Hannah.
Yeah, no, I've been lucky enough to swim with Hannah and Lewis on many teams over the past few years, and it's we need these sort of senior swimmers to really be role models for the younger ones coming through, and Lewis is always a really tough trainer, really tough competitor, so a great role model for younger guys at Stirling to look up to.
So one more individual race only in these championships before we come to the relays, and it's the women's 1500 freestyle. This is the fastest heat going in this evening's final session, and there we have in lane 1 the Heart of Midlothian swimmer, 15-year-old Katie Taylor. In 2, even younger, the 14-year-old from Arbroath St Thomas, Sophie Smith. In lane 3 from Warren, Rebecca Smith. Interesting to see how fast this girl goes. Antoinette Nempt of Tala in 4. Meg Finnan of South Lanarkshire in 5. Alicia McCracken from Warrender in 6. Nikki Miller from South Lanarkshire in 7. And Eddie Grant goes for Dundee City Aquatics in lane 8.
And this is the second heat of women's 1500 freestyles that we have seen today. One took place in this morning's session. These are the swimmers with the fastest entry times here, and the fastest of them all in lane number 4, Antoinette Nimpt from Tala, the Irish swimmer, who has, well, in terms of entry time anyway, a significant advantage over the rest of the field, some 23 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on the Irish swimmer. Next to her, Meg Finnan from South Lanarkshire. She is the second fastest qualification time here, and very close for the third fastest submitted time, Rebecca Smith from Warrender, and Alicia McCracken, her teammate from Warrender, in lanes 3 and 6. So, well, let's see if we can have a close contest. Antoinette Nimpt, I do remember her when we were down at the UK School Games a couple of years ago. The Irish team were raving about this new, young, talented distance swimmer who was breaking all the junior records. And that girl was Antoinette Nimpt. She's just now beginning to come through the ranks and fulfill the great potential that we saw a couple of years ago. She was a medalist in the 800 freestyle at these championships. Let's see if she can get another medal tonight in the 1500. Antoinette Nimpt still leads Meg Finnan, but it's a very small margin at the moment. Just under a second. Meg Finnan, the South Lanarkshire swimmer, holding on very well in these early stages, and Rebecca Smith going with the middle two. So it's these three swimmers starting to make a little bit of an impression, starting to get away from the rest of the field in these very early stages. Nimpt leads after 200, ahead of Finnan, ahead of Rebecca Smith, and Nikki Miller, South Lanarkshire, in 4th position over there in lane number 7.
So around about 67.5 second pace for Antoinette as she goes into the 3rd 100. Meg Finnan doing her best to stay with her, and the open water specialist Rebecca Smith in lane 3, another of the older, more experienced staff swimmers that we've seen from the Warrender programme. Been down from the Highlands for a couple of years now. So they are the 1, 2, 3 as we go through the 3rd 100. Alicia McCracken, in fact, is another one in lane 6 who's joined the Warrender programme as an open water specialist. So they've been to build a bit of a centre of excellence there under the leadership, of course, of Kerry-Ann Payne. Coming up to the 300s. 3:19.28, so around about 1:07.5 again. So consistent pacing here from Antoinette. Check on the lead, so it's about 1.5 seconds. So we'll see whether that moves as the race progresses. At the moment, Meg Finnan is going nicely. She'll be looking to try and stay with Antoinette for as long as she can. On entry time, she's around 23 seconds back. Certainly nothing like that at the moment. And Rebecca Smith is also staying fairly close. So these three starting to open up some open water to the others. So coming up to the 400 then, let's just check the split. 4:26.78, so again 1:07.5, and the gap now just increasing a little bit, about 1.8, 1.9 now. So as they go through this 1500, Caitlin, this is going to take a while, of course, and there's good contest going on there between Antoinette and Megan. We'll certainly keep an eye on that as that goes, but course, the British team just about to go off to the World Championships in Kazan. You were there not that long ago for the World University Games, so tell us a little bit about what they'll find when they get there.
Well, the pool actually that we raced at for the World University Games, I think they're using for the synchro, but their facilities there were absolutely amazing. A fantastic swimming pool, 3 meters deep, great pool. I was surprised that they weren't actually using that pool for the actual championships. It's going to be in the stadium, which is next door to the main pool. Which is going to have a massive capacity of seating. It's also good that the ticket prices are actually relatively low. I think you can pick up a ticket for about £6 to go and watch, the greatest swimmers in the world, which is brilliant. I really liked Kazan. I thought everyone was really friendly. And it's a shame I can't go out to watch this year, but I'll be watching on my TV screen and cheering on all the GB swimmers out there.
And I believe there's going to be coverage on Eurosport. I was talking to Drew Gordon, who will be commentating out there. He's been here today, and he's going to take him a full day, I think, to get out there. But he'll be commentating along with others, I'm sure, on the Eurosport coverage. So watch out for that. Of course, as we've been saying through that, we've got another World Championships before that, the IPC World Championships here in Glasgow. So it's going to be a good summer of swimming to enjoy. So they shouldn't be too worried. It's not going to be too alien environment for them in Kazan. I think the Russians will pull out all the stops to make the swimmers feel at home and give them all the facilities that they'd be expecting.
Certainly, I'm sure. I've got every faith that the Russians will put on a fantastic World Championships. The facilities I've been able to witness and to swim in have been really, really top notch. So I know that they'll put on a really great World Championships. And also we have the swimmers going off to the World University Games on Monday out in South Korea. So wish them all the best of luck as well.
Yes, there's certainly lots going on, and certainly a long trip for those swimmers going to South Korea. But again, I'm sure they will put on a good show. I know South Korea is a very strong area for swimming, and it's a sport that's taken very seriously there, so they'll have a good time. Meanwhile, we continue to see this 1500 freestyle, and Antoinette has been building up the advantage, and she is going to come to the 700 mark with about a 5-meter advantage. Goes through 7:48.31. So we're well into this race now, and it's down to 2. Nemt and Finnan. Just check the gap. It's been gradually building. Let's see what it is now. 8:21.5, 8:24.7. So just over 3 seconds. Well, McFinnan is doing a cracking job here to stay reasonably close to Antoinette. They've been pacing very consistently around that 67 mark. We come into the second half now, coming to the 800 split. 8:55.78. So again, 67 and a half, just under that. There's the split. So Antoinette, you could set your watch to her, really. Very, very consistent lengths up and down. Meg Finnan is sticking there, trying as best she can to keep as close as she possibly can. Certainly at this stage, you'd say she's a nailed-on favourite for the Scottish medal. Around about 3.1 back now on Antoinette. Rebecca Smith now 8 seconds back. 4th place, just turning now at the turn end, Nikki Miller, ahead of Well, pretty close contest for 5th, 6th and 7th. Sophie Smith, the Arbroath youngster. But at the other end of the pool, turning there, Nempt in 10:03.40. You guessed it, another mid-67s as they go through 900s. Meg Finnan is sticking to the task though. She's not going to let Nempt pick up too big a lead here. It's been gradually increasing, but it looks to me like Finnan might be starting to work it back again. She is, in fact. It's only 2.5 seconds now, so it was up to 3 seconds. So this is worth keeping an eye on. Could be interesting, Paul.
It could well be. She has stuck to Antoinette Nempt there for the whole race, Meg Finnan. And she will be taking heart that the Irish swimmer has not gone that far away from her. Let's watch the gap now. Antoinette Nempt, she's been very steady indeed. The gap is just under 2.5 seconds. Antoinette Nempt is just still metronomic in her stroke there. But Meg Finnan is fighting hard. Rebecca Smith in 3rd position now. And the junior battle is not over yet. Nikki Miller has a lead there in lane number 7, but Sophie Smith is closing on her. Nikki Miller still has the advantage of 3 seconds though. The leaders going over at the 1,050 metre mark. Will be 400 to go when they come down to this bottom end, and Meg Finnan is visibly closing here. Antoinette Nempt has had the lead for the entire race here, but Meg Finnan will feel she is closing, and she will feel like she can do this as they move into the last 400. Well, Antoinette Nempt, it is very, very close indeed now. It is only 1.7 seconds, 1.6 seconds, and Meg Finnan is definitely making a bid to try to go ahead of Antoinette Nempt of Tala.
So this is where they need your support. The South Lanarkshire swimmer, Meg Finnan, will be fancying her chances here to close this. So the gap was up to 3 seconds. That is halved now. We'll see what it is at this turn as Nempt goes through in 12:51.70. Finnan 12:53.03, 1.3. So that's another 0.3 knocked off the advantage that Antoinette Nempt has. Antoinette will be very aware of the presence of Meg Finnan on her right-hand side here. And it's down to under a body length now as we come up towards 1200. Whoever said that distance swimming was boring does not know what they're talking about, because there's only a metre now in this contest. 13:26.27, 13:26.69, under half a second the gap now.
Well, Meg Finnan is pulled up alongside Antoinette Nempt now. The Irish swimmer, Antoinette Nempt, still stroking away very, very easily indeed. Can she pick up the pace in the closing stages? Because Meg Finnan, I think for the first time in this contest, is going to take the lead. It is Meg Finnan going over first under the 14-minute mark, 13:59.80. Antoinette Nempt half a second down on Meg Finnan. What a superb swim this is from the South Lanarkshire swimmer, Meg Finnan. Can the Irish girl respond to this bid from Meg Finnan here? Meg Finnan, a 17-year-old from South Lanarkshire, against the 14-year-old from Ireland, Antoinette Nemp. It looks decisive, this break, for Meg Finnan. There is 200 metres to go. Antoinette Nemp is now down on Meg Finnan by something like 1.7 seconds. The tables have been completely turned here as Meg Finnan has come from the back. Rebecca Smith from Warrender in third position, clear in third position. The battle for the junior title still on. Sophie Smith and Nikki Miller, with Nikki Miller having the advantage at the moment in lane number 7. But Meg Finnan now, she has 150 metres to go. She's looking good, Duncan. I don't think Antoinette Nemp can respond to this move.
Well, let's just wait and see. There's about 2.5 seconds gap between them. That was pretty steady in that last 50. So Antoinette Nemp may have a challenge in her yet as we come down towards the bell. 15 to go till they start to hear the bell, and there is about 3-4 metres advantage. So Meg Finnan gets the bell first, and she goes through 15:39.63. Let's see what the gap is now. It is increasing. It's 3.4 seconds now, so it is looking very good now for Meg Finnan to bring this one home. She is up the pace, down to 66 there. What's the acceleration like in this final 100? Coming up towards the final turn. Surely now this one is over as a contest, because Finnan is now bringing this one in great style. This has been a fascinating duel. Nemp dominated for the first 1100 or so, and Finnan then started to claw it back, and she's reaping the reward of that now. Though the lead has cut, it is down to about 3.5 seconds now, so Nemp is pushing hard here down this final length. Surely she can't close this gap. It's going to be Finnan, you would think. The blue cap South Lanarkshire swimmer has just 15 metres to go now. She leads by 5, and she is going to take this one. This is going to be a Scottish title going to Meg Finnan of South Lanarkshire. Cracking swim, 16:45.91. The South Lanarkshire contingent in the house are pleased with that. Antoinette Nemp there, 16:50 there, takes the silver. And coming in for the bronze, just 10 metres to go now, Rebecca Smith out of lane 3. Here she comes. Let's just check on her time, 17:13.08. That's a big improvement on Rebecca's entry time, 15 seconds. So well done to Rebecca Smith. Bronze medal and a 15-second improvement as Meg and Antoinette there just comparing notes as the 5th place swimmer comes in, and that is 4th place rather, Nikki Miller, 17:30.65. Another great swim from South Lanarkshire, and another big improvement, 13 seconds on Nikki Miller's time that she did up in Aberdeen at National Age Groups, winning that. So great stuff from the South Lanarkshire contingent, and that does mean that Nikki Miller will be the junior champion. So that was a cracking race, Caitlin. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race. You know, from the start, Antoinette really pushed it out hard. You know, can't believe she's only 14 years of age. And then Meg did a fantastically paced race to come past Antoinette in the last sort of 300, 400 metres of the race. And now she's sort of, that time she's done, faster than entry time, I think that's a personal best for her. She'll move from 7th position, fastest Brit, to 5th fastest Brit in the event for the last 12 months. So that's a fantastic improvement for her.
Yeah, she'll be delighted with that, and so will our coach Andy Figgins, who's doing a terrific job down in the South Lanarkshire programme based in East Kilbride. So we are done now with our individual swims, but don't go away, because this could be some of the highlights of the whole week that's coming up now with the 2 medley relays. We start off with the men and then move on to the women, and that will be coming up pretty shortly. They're just getting ready for that with the backstroke start devices being put in place. Of course, we start with backstroke on the medley relays, different from the individual medley where they start on butterfly.
Can I please ask you
And
to
here
put your hands
comes
together and give a big warm welcome to
the
medalists from the men's 400
medalists
metres
first,
individual medley.
and we start with the 400 IM. Here they come. There's that LJJ again. See if we get any clearer on that.
The bronze medalist from Loughborough, Joe Pointer.
Joe Pointer from Loughborough takes the bronze medal.
The silver medalist, also from Loughborough,
Fraser Minican, solid swim from him. Picks up the silver medal.
And the gold medalist
And Lewis Smith gets the gold medal. That's a teammate again picking up his medal.
Our Scottish junior champion, cup warrior George Clough.
And George Clough, good swim from him, getting the junior medal.
Well done, gentlemen. Thank you, Liz, for doing that presentation.
George, of course, from the B final, came in well there, behind his teammate Callum Reid. Second place in the B final won him the junior medal. So we're on to the medley relays now, and here come the men. So we see the men coming on. That's Lewis Smith there, going for the Stirling team. That's why he wasn't on the podium just then. He was getting himself ready. A certain Mr. Murdoch there, pumping himself up. It'll be an interesting battle, this one. There's the Perth team. Of course, Perth City there in lane 0. Macleay, Mackay champion Milne and Milne. Sunderland with Taylor, Pert, Logan, Jarks. Henry University B team, McComb, Ingalls, Watson and Parks. In 3, Edinburgh University A team, McGuckin, Tully, Bowman and Thorpe. In 4, University of Stirling, Balderson, Murdoch, Smith and Hughes. Loughborough University A team with Elwood, Goodafam, Laxton and Weatheritt. Their teammates Loughborough B in 6, Barrett, Hewitt, Wallbank and Jags. Warrender in 7, McNally, Kerr, Reed and Lim. Glasgow in 8, McCafferty, Nicholson, Kirkwood and Kirkwood. And Warrender B team, the junior team, Harrison, Clough, Goodburn and Walsh. There's your lineup.
Well, this should be a very close contest indeed. We've seen some great relay battles at these championships, some record-breaking performances too. Who's going to get out quickly here? It looks like it is lane number 5, Joe Elwood, ahead of Charlie Balderson. Joe Elwood on that first leg for the Loughborough team. Charlie Balderson for University of Stirling. It is Elwood for Loughborough in first. Charlie Balderson in second position. Craig McNally going well for Warrender there in lane number 7. He's holding on to third position at the moment, but it's very, very close at the front of the field between Balderson for the University of Stirling and Elwood for Loughborough. It looks like University of Stirling are going to have a very slender lead going into the breaststroke.
55-5-1 the split for Balderson. Half a second up on Joe Elwood So moving into the breaststroke leg then, and for Sterling it's Ross Murdoch against Clement Coudafin for Loughborough. Mark Tully, the 100 breaststroke champion yesterday, goes for Edinburgh University in lane 3. So they are 1, 2 and 3, but at the moment it's Sterling who have the lead. Ross Murdoch 1:23.42 leads by 1.4 from Coudafin. And third place now Edinburgh University with Mark Tully trying to close in. Of course, our very strong first 50 from Tully. We saw yesterday that he was well able to hold on in the second 50, and that's what he's doing here now, starting to attack the Loughborough second place, but ahead of them and looking good. Ross Murdoch for University of Stirling, a great treat to see him on the final penultimate race of the evening. He leads 1:56.37 for University of Stirling.
Great leg there from Ross Murdoch. He has given the lead to the University of Stirling. Lewis Smith goes now on the butterfly leg, but Tom Laxton from Loughborough coming back, the 100 butterfly champion, and Craig Bowman going for Edinburgh University. So Lewis Smith still has the advantage, but Laxton coming back with every stroke for Loughborough University. It is Lewis Smith out of that turn, fresh if that's the word, just from the 400 metres individual medley. Laxton with already a title to his name this evening in the 100 butterfly. He is going past Lewis Smith. It looks like it is going to be Loughborough and Stirling side by side as they go onto the final leg.
So the final swimmers go, and what a great turnover from Loughborough. Andrew Weatheritt against Jordan Hughes. For Edinburgh University it's Jack Thorpe, so they are the 1, 2, 3, but this is looking good now for Loughborough. Andrew Weatheritt with a terrific changeover after a great butterfly from Tom Laxton, and he is going to lead them down into the final length, 3:14.75. He leads by a second and a half. Can Hughes close that down? Can he hold off Thorpe, who is beginning to go at him? Of course, there's a Scottish medal at stake between these two teams. It does look like Hughes might be closing a little bit, but surely Weatheritt is going to see this through for Loughborough University. They are 3 metres clear as they come into the final metres, and it is Loughborough who take the things. 3:41.50 against 3:43.07 for University of Stirling. 3:44.65 for University of Edinburgh, the 1, 2, 3. And just looking at that time from Loughborough, 3:41.50. That is a new Great Britain team records. And that time from University of Stirling, 3:43.07, a new Scottish club records. 2 records go in one race. Well, Caitlin, that was pretty exciting stuff. It was pretty tough on Lewis Smith having to do that 100 fly leg straight after his 400 IM, and Tom Laxton, of course, we saw earlier, majestic in the butterfly, and that was the turning point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the top 3, Edinburgh, Loughborough and Stirling, were all chopping and changing, first place, second place, third place. You couldn't really tell who was going to take that, but it was Loughborough with Tom Laxton's 100 butterfly really pushing out Loughborough, and no one could catch Andrew Weatheritt at the end. So that was fantastic that they achieved a British club record in a 3:41.50 at the end of the race, and a Scottish club record for Stirling as well. Fantastic.
Yep, so what can the ladies do to follow that? We'll run through the field then. The last race of these championships, Heart of Midlothian, Waller, Suter, McInnes and Taylor in 0. City of Sunderland, Rayner, Taylor, Bunker and Cassell. Warrender in 2, Briggs, Chettleborough, Armstrong and Stark. Edinburgh University B team in 3, Jones, Crawford, Clark and Henderson. The University A team from Edinburgh in 4, Hope, Scott, Matos and Monteith. Loughborough A team, Dolan, Ulyett, Sheridan and Wilkins go in 5. Carnegie in 6 with Lawson, Sutherland, Bruce and Caulfield. City of Aberdeen, Simpson, Tootle, Alcaraz and Alcaraz. South Lanarkshire, King, Jackson, Finnan and Miller. And City of Glasgow Juniors, Crawford, Smith, Fleming and Jokes. We saw a great Edinburgh University, Loughborough University duel in the 4x100 freestyle yesterday. So we'll see what happens in the medley. Leading off in the backstroke, Lucy Hope for Edinburgh University against Eleanor Dolan for Loughborough University. And they are certainly up there. I think pretty much side by side. Also a great start from Kirsty Simpson for City of Aberdeen in lane 7. Let's check on the first touch. It is Edinburgh just with the lead, 30-40 against City of Aberdeen's 30-47. Loughborough in third, 30-78 early on. So at the moment it's Lucy Hope versus Kirsty Simpson, but Eleanor Dolan is right there in touch for Loughborough. And in between them, Chelsea Lawson for Carnegie. But it is Edinburgh University. Lucy Hope is giving them an excellent start here from City of Aberdeen. They're going to be 1 and 2. Kirsty Simpson finishing strongly for City of Aberdeen as they go through into the second leg, 103.44.
It was a good leg from Lucy Hope there on that first leg, and she hands over to Corey Scott, already a winner this evening in the 50 metres breaststroke. Corey Scott is right next to Jocelyn Ulyett from Loughborough. It is lane 4 and 5 now, coming away from the rest of the field. Third position could well be Lauren Sutherland for Carnegie in lane number 6, but it is very, very tight for third position. Corey Scott, though, has a lead now of about 1.5 seconds from Loughborough's Jocelyn Ulyett. Lauren Sutherland is in third position, but Corey Scott will be wanting to drive home the advantage that the Edinburgh University team have built up in the early stages. The Commonwealth bronze medalist in 50 metres breaststroke is stretching the lead against Loughborough, and this could be vital when they get to the closing stages of this relay. Corey Scott will hand over in first position ahead of Loughborough.
2:12.28 was the halfway split for the Edinburgh University team, and it's Raquel Matos on the butterfly leg. And she is up against Elena Sheridan, who we saw in fine form earlier on in the butterfly. So we'll see whether she can close at all on Matos here. These two teams now with a big advantage. Edinburgh University B team with Jill Clark in lane 3 have third place, and they'll be fighting to try and hold on to take the bronze medal. But I don't think they're going to get close to the battle for the front here. And at the moment, that is very much going Edinburgh University's way, because Matos is having a superb butterfly leg here, and she is holding the gap, maybe even increasing the gap from Elena Sheridan. It's about 5-6 meters here as we come up to the 300 changeover. So Matos is going to give them a good position as the final swimmers go.
A fantastic butterfly leg there from Raquel Matos. The lead is 3 seconds. It is Hayley Monteith ahead of Emma Wilkins now. Emma Wilkins, the sprint specialist, who has got already 2 gold medals in the sprint events to her name. She looks like she is closing on Hayley Monteith, but Hayley Monteith swam an excellent anchor leg in the relay 2 days ago. It looks like she's still got enough of an advantage. It is 2.5 seconds is the gap. Emma Wilkins coming back now on the University of Edinburgh. It is going to be the University of Edinburgh. They are going to hold on. Hayley Monteith is going to bring them home ahead of Emma Wilkins for Loughborough. It is going to be gold to Edinburgh University, silver to Loughborough. The bronze is still up for grabs. It looks like like the Edinburgh University B team are going to get that one in lane number 3 with Jenny Henderson just inside Samantha Caulfield from Carnegie. And looking at that time for the Edinburgh University team, 4:10.59, and yet again it's a new Scottish club record for Edinburgh University.
So 2 cracking relays there. That one perhaps not as close as I thought it might be. That was a terrific performance from the Edinburgh University girls. You must be bursting with pride at that one.
Yeah, no, that was a great performance from the University of Edinburgh girls. I think they really wanted that gold medal tonight, and you know, Corrie, they were in contention the whole way, and Corrie Scott really extended that lead on the breaststroke, and then Raquel on the fly. And Hayley did a great job at holding on that title on the last 100 metres of the race. So fantastic that they've got a Scottish club record and a gold medal as well.
Yeah, looking at that split, if I wrote that down right, 2:12, 3:13, the splits at 200 and 300, so that was pretty good. 101 from Raquel Mattelson. Before that, a sub 109 from Corrie Scott. So very impressive stuff. And as you said, really well anchored by Hayley Matisse, a girl who has really come on strong this season.
Yeah, Hayley did a fantastic job. It's always hard going up against someone like Emma, who's, you know, been to the World Championships. You know, she's a fierce competitor. So to go in and hold your nerve and to really swim a great anchor leg is fantastic. Really pleased for Hayley.
So just before we close, we'll celebrate those terrific relay performances. We'll be going to the presentations there. We'll after that have a couple of special presentations. The first of those will be an award to the overall top performance. That's the performance that earned the highest number of FINA points over the whole 4 days of championships. I haven't yet been told who that's going to go to, so we'll let you know about that one as soon as we can and what it was for. And then the final presentation will be for the award for the top Scottish team. I think I know where that one's going to go, but we'll wait for the official points to come through. But first of all, of course, we have the presentations for the relays. That will be up next very shortly.
We are now ready to go. Can you put your hands together and give a very, very warm welcome to our final individual medalist, the women's 1500 metres freestyle.
For best single performance and top club and top Scottish club. So here come the
bronze medalist from
presentations from the 1500 freestyle, and Rebecca Smith picking up the bronze medal with the excitement of the relays. I'd forgotten we hadn't presented these ones, so here they are. Eddie Wilmot doing the honours. There's Rebecca. Antoinette Nemt gets the silver. And what a race it was, and what a win from South Lanarkshire's Meg Finnan. And you can see she looks pretty pleased about that.
Our Scottish junior champion, also
and the junior champion, Meg's teammate, Nikki Miller, also looking deservedly very pleased. In fact, ecstatic is almost the word here. Well, after a 1500, you deserve all the praise you get.
Thank you very much, ladies.
So as these final presentations go, Caitlin, what's been your take on these championships as a whole?
I think there's been some fantastic swims from this championship. It's always a difficult time of the year because people are in different phases of their swimming cycle. But we've seen some really strong performances from people going off to the IPC World Championships, the World Championships in Kazan, and the World University Games. So it really bodes well for a summer of really fast swimming.
And here come the men. What a race this was. And University of Edinburgh. And that was a very strong swim from them, but just the bronze medal to show for it. And it's Ciara McGuckin, Mark Tully, Craig Bowman,
And Jack Thorpe.
And Jack Thorpe.
If you can get on the podium. Our silver medalist.
The silver medalist and a new Scottish club record for the Stirling team, University of Stirling team. That's Ross Murdoch getting his medal.
Charlie Balderson.
And Lewis Smith. Jordan Hughes, who did the anchor leg. And Charlie Balderson. But what a fantastic swim from the Loughborough team, the new Great Britain team record holders. And that team once again, Joe Elwood, Clement Goudafone, Tom Laxton and Andrew Weatheritt.
Tom Laxton and Andrew Weatheritt. Our Scottish
Bit of a tight squeeze on that podium, but they just about made it. There was a nice wide podium for the Commonwealth Games here last year. Doesn't look like Tollcross were able to hang on to it. It's a bit of a shame.
Lewis Smith and Jordan Hughes.
So the Stirling team picking up their Scottish medals. Of course, fantastic performance from them. So officially the fastest ever team performance. City of Aberdeen picking up the junior medal. Finlay Deans, Finn Davison, Louis Huet and Chap Watson not present. They swam in the heats this afternoon, the City of Aberdeen team, so storming time they put in, 4:13.26, faster than the one team that swam in this evening's heat. So well-deserved junior medal to the City of Aberdeen. Women's medley relay, of course, still to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the medalists from the women's 4x100 metres medley relay.
And here come the ladies.
The bronze medalists.
The bronze medalists, Edinburgh University B team.
Emily Jones.
Emily Jones,
Emma
Crawford, Gillian Clark and Jenny Henderson, the foursome.
Jenny Henderson and Gillian Clark. The silver medalists.
The silver medalists, Loughborough University. Eleanor Dolan, Jocelyn Olyett, Eleanor Sheridan and Emma Wilkins.
Elena Sheridan and Emma Wilkins.
A lovely swim from the gold medalists, new Scottish club record holders. Edinburgh University with Lucy Hope and Corrie Scott and Raquel Matos, and anchored by Hayley Monteith.
Raquel Matos
It's Raquel picking up her medal.
and Hayley Monteith.
And Hayley.
The Scottish junior champion.
The junior medalists, again they swam really strongly in the afternoon heat. So South Ayrshire, Megan Niven, Katie Robertson, Erin Robertson
and Caitlin Duffy.
and Caitlin Duffy.
Well done, ladies. Thank you very much.
I was talking to their coach at tea time and he thought they might have gone fast enough to get that medal, and he was right. There was a junior team in the final tonight, but they couldn't quite match the South Ayrshire time of 4:28.64.
Which is the Berger Papes Trophy.
As I mentioned earlier, two special trophies now to finish ourselves off on. First one is for the swimmer with the highest FINA points. So FINA points allocated based on their performances relative to world records. And the 50 breaststroke winner, Mark Tully, gets the Berger Pates Trophy. Here he comes. Talking to Mark's coach, Matt Trodden, as well, just before this session started. He's been pretty pleased, I think, with Mark's performances this week. Maybe particularly the 100, where he did that superb swim to just nick it from Michael Jameson. But that 50, that is very much his signature event, and when he's one of the top Brits in the 50 breaststroke.
We have one final
Big hug with his teammate Raquel there.
And we are beavering away in the background to try and get this result to you. Blair has been working his fingers to the bone.
We're just about ready now, I think, to go with the top points.
Here we go, got 10th place.
So the top 10 just being announced.
173 points.
And it's Geary in 10th place. Of course, no Hannah Miley this week, who would have added to their points. 9th place, South Ayrshire. We just saw their junior team performing really well. 8th place were Carnegie, team from Dunfermline in Fife. The 7th place team, the City of Aberdeen. Just lost their head coach, Gordon Glasgow. Wish him all the best in Singapore. 6th place were Perth City, a great performance under head coach Ann Dixon for the Perth team. In 5th place, University of Stirling, as they were helped by that relay at the end. In 4th place, City of Glasgow. Moving into the top 3 now. And the 3rd place, 362 points. South Lanarkshire, that must be their best performance for many a year in these national championships. The runners-up, 398 points. Warrender Bath, they're always contenders in this one. 2nd place to them this time. And the winners by quite a big margin. University of Edinburgh, over 900 points. So it will be University of Edinburgh who receive the trophy. And here come a representative group.
Some representatives from the University of Edinburgh would like to make their way up to the podium.
And there looks like it's the ladies who are taking the honours here. Don't see any of the men in sight.
We've got Jess Wilkie on the podium. Last time we were there for a competitive swimming career.
So well done to the University of Edinburgh. And they received the trophy. A small trophy for a big performance. And it's nice to see Jess Wilkie picking up that one. She announced her retirement this weekend, so we wish her all the best going on to coach at Warrender.
Yeah, Jess has been a fantastic teammate, and she's always such a lively person in training. She'll be sorely missed, I'm sure, by the other girls and the other guys in the group. So it's fantastic that Jess could pick up the trophy there on behalf of the University of Edinburgh.
So I think we are just about done with our 4 days of transmission. We hope you've enjoyed it. Just like to thank a few people, certainly all the meet organisers here at Todd Cross. They've done a fantastic job. The swimmers and their coaches who performed brilliantly, and all the organisers from QTV Sports who have worked hard to bring you this coverage. And from me, Duncan McKinnell, from my co-commentator Paul Noble, from Caitlin McClatchy, for the final time in these national championships from Todd Cross, we say a fond farewell.